We're here for our second video. Video number 2 is picking up where we left off. So the last video we did breath. And this video we're going to combine the breath with the movement, with doing some really simple Pilates. So this is going to be like your intro to Pilates. And Pilates can feel like really intimidating and really fancy, like, you know, this big old wooden reformer machine where there's like straps and you gotta like move your body in all these acrobatic positions. But we're gonna just do what's called mat Pilates. And what I actually call what's the word I'm looking for? Postnatal? Yeah. Postnatal Pilates. So obviously this is geared toward women, but this works for men too. So what happens when we get excess visceral fat in our midline, we actually get a separation of our abdominis rectus. Abdominis rectus are the two bands of ab muscles, you know, that give the six-pack look. And when you get excess body fat, the abdominis rectus separate, and that turns into abdominis recti. And so believe it or not, a lot of people have that. When you're pregnant, obviously you get it, right? Because your belly expands, your abs go outbound, and you get this gap in the middle. And it's really hard to seal that gap back up. And for a lot of women, they go the rest of their life, if they did have babies, they'll go the rest of their life having what's called diastasis recti, and it creates low back pain. And it can also cause hernias and all kinds of digestional disorders. So this is not just about what we look like. It's about maintaining a healthy physique to support our structure, to support our organs, to support our joints, so that we can maintain the activities that we want to maintain. What else was I going to say about the Pilates? So we're going to do like a form of mat Pilates. But the postnatal. So we're going to be breaking it down really, really to the bare basics. And so we'll start with breathing. And I have this ball is actually kind of gross. I don't know if you can see from the video, but I've traveled with this ball a lot because the ball, it seals down, or like it deflates, and so I can take it on airplanes and stuff like that, and it's like a little mobile pillow. And then anything that's lived in the tropics starts to get this little like grime on it, so excuse me for my gross ball, but I'm going to sit on my ball, and maybe you have a block, or maybe you have a pillow or something you want to sit on. The reason I'm sitting on this is because now I have less weight. I really have like almost no weight on my ankles, and then it's less torque on my knees. So I just want to make sure, I feel like I'm cricket too. Just want to make sure we're in a soft, easy position, just like when we were in Sukhasana, the comfortable seat. That's our goal. We're going to start out in an easy position. I just got a little cramp in my foot. All right, realign. Okay, so what do we do when we start focusing on our breath? We close our eyes. Set the hands down in an intentional position. Hands down is always nice for when we get started with this. This is going to kind of like give your energy back to yourself, this like toric field of energy. So we're giving our energy back through the energy from our hands back into our legs. Reminding it to ground ourselves here. And the first step in breathing, intentional breathing, is just noticing the breath. Noticing the breath with equanimity. Noticing the breath without judgment, without going into the fix-it mode of, oh, I need to change this, I need to make it perfect. I know I'm guilty of that mind chatter of, oh, it's not good enough. So I'm avoiding those thoughts. And when those thoughts come up, I'm just saying, oh, cool, thank you. And I'm going to let you stay there on the couch. And I'm going to come back to just noticing my breath. What often happens, maybe this happens to you too, but when I start to notice my breath and start to connect to my body in this moment, I start to kind of like watch this movie reel in my mind's eyes, like zzz, all the things that have happened today that got me down to this moment. And so I'm going to kind of like pause the reel. And when I pause the reel, again, we're meeting it with that equanimity of like, thank you. Thank you for everything that happened for me to be able to arrive here. So we practice our gratitude that we're even able to take this time to sit down and breathe. I mean, wow, so much gratitude for that. Okay, and now I'm feeling a little more relaxed. I'm going to start to notice that I can exhale longer. So I'm starting to tap into my parasympathetic nervous system. We're balancing out the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic nervous system is not like we're supposed to be there all day, every day. You know, we want to be able to have resiliency. Because the sympathetic nervous system, that's the nervous system that gets you out of the house on time. You know, that takes care of the to-do list. And then we have this opportunity to rest back. I think you can hear my kids in the other room. That's one of those simple pleasures of motherhood, hearing the children from a distance, content, occupied. Okay, so now we're going to do a more intentional breathing. We're going to inhale to the belly. Let the belly balloon out like you're blowing up a balloon. You're inflating your belly, and then you're going to inflate the rib cage. So you'll feel how the ribs get space between them. You're getting into the intercostals. That's great material. And then into the shoulders, into the clavicle. And then the head lifts. You get some space in the cervical spine. Release the wrinkle of the eyebrows, the forehead, soften the face. Exhaling, starting to relax a little bit. Inhale into belly, chest, throat. You can even swallow, and then exhale, release, let it all go. Get a little tightening at the belly. So now we're going to start to really be intentional with the breath. We're inhaling, opening. And when I'm saying opening, we're like opening. We're opening up pelvic floor to receive. We're pulling in the pranic energy from the space around. Pulling the energy up the spinal column, inflating the rib cage all the way up the spinal column, still going up, and then it's coming out through the crown of the head. So we're feeling this connection to where we are in space. And then as we're exhaling, we're visualizing that energy flowing down. And with this visualization, let's visualize the ribs knitting back together. So you'll feel the ribs, the intercostals contract, and the belly starts to contract. And we're going to pull it all in, contract the belly. At the bottom of the contraction of the belly, now you're zipping up. So you're sealing your pelvic floor. This is the same sensation as when you're stopping the flow of pee. We've all had that experience where you need to suddenly stop peeing while you're peeing. You zip it up. That's what we're doing. So inhale and zip it up. You want to get that's that resiliency. When you want to be able to get really good at relaxing and contracting. And relax the muscles, let it all hang out. You can see I'm letting it all hang out. Like, really be fluid here. And then zip it up again. Okay, so this is the action we're going to be doing when we're doing our movement practice and when we're doing Pilates, any kind of movement practice. You really want to be aware of where is your breath in your body and when are you contracting and when are you relaxing. Because whenever we're doing something with force, we want to contract. We want to be supporting the body with the muscles contracted. Okay, let's do 5 breaths like that, and then we're going to get down onto our back. Okay, so we're inhaling, belly expands. We're opening up the chest, opening up through the sternum. Really noticing the collarbone spacious, the shoulders spacious. Shoulders are stacked underneath the ears. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth. I forgot to talk about this in the last video. We might need another. We'll probably do another video about how to breathe in a couple videos because there's a lot of information there. But we're sealing our tongue on the roof of the mouth. Tongue is out there. It's not touching the front teeth. It's just behind the front teeth. And once you seal it up, you're gonna swallow a few times. And you're suctioning the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Expanding the palate. So mine's not gonna stay there while I'm talking. And then you're exhaling, releasing. The air is coming in and out of the nose. The air only goes in and out of the nose. On the exhale, knit the ribs and let the belly start to tighten and get that little Kegel type of contraction. Your pelvic floor basket. Your pelvic floor is like a little basket. We're going to tighten the basket. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths. Inhaling for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep contraction. Inhale, 5. And exhale, contracting all the way down, getting that deepest contraction at the bottom. And then we're going to pause with that contraction. Sometimes I get the chills when it happens. I don't know if you just saw that. All right, let's get to it. Let's reach our arms up and over the head. That just feels appropriate. And arms down, looking to the right, looking to the left, looking to the left and to the right. If I'm mirroring you, little circles at the head. So I want to keep in mind the neutral position of the neck when we're doing any core work. Today we're not really going to lift up our neck. We're just going to lift up our head. We're going to keep the neck really neutral. So we're going to get off of our little prop here, and we're going to, actually we're going to start here. I'm just going bit by bit, whatever feels natural. So let's start with feet together. And you know what, I'm going to utilize this again. This is going to be really helpful. This is between my knees now. So this is when you can have a block. And for all the mamas out there, you might have a funky little ball. Maybe you're going to use a little beach ball, you know? You're just going to use whatever you can. Like literally, like just go into your cabinet and like grab the tea set. Put the tea set between your legs, and then you're really not going to drop it. But the idea is that you're putting something here, and you're going to notice how that's engaging your lower pelvis. Okay, so here we go. Hands are going to be behind the hamstrings, and we're going to do a C-shaped curve, and then we're going to sit up straight. C-shaped curve, tucking the chin, straightening the arms, and inhale. Straightening, feet are staying flat, elbows are down by the side body, shoulders are rolled back, and chin is kind of neutral. I hope mine looks neutral. Exhale. Inhale. Two more. The hands are just barely helping you. You can use the hands as much as you need as we're getting going with this. All right, sitting up nice and tall. Let's bring our feet together. Knees out, a little butterfly position. Hold on to the feet, sit up really tall. See if you can kind of arch your back ever so slightly, and then exhale, round your spine. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. Getting a little traction in the shoulders. Okay, and then we're gonna lay down. So when we're laying down and we don't have our core turned on right away, we wanna lay down very methodically. So my hands are behind my hips, and then forearms underneath, and then slowly, so now I'm on my elbows. So I'm going down gradually, and I'm tucking my pelvis. See how I just tucked my pelvis? Tuck the pelvis, pubic bones now facing up. My whole sacrum is down on the mat now. So now I have more control over my body. If I'm up here, you're putting a lot more pressure on your lower back. You know, no one wants that. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the costume and then start to lower down. All right, let's make some circles with the ankles, some circles with the wrists. And then feet go down. Let's flatten out our legs. And then notice the little gaping. You can put your hand underneath your lumbar spine and then seal the lumbar spine. Now, hand cannot go under lumbar spine. So we're gonna tent and then seal. Okay, that's all we're doing. Pubic bone's gonna lift up and pubic bone's gonna go back down. So we're gonna tent and seal, tent and seal. We're gonna do this 20 times, tent and seal. And so when we're tenting and sealing, we're contracting on this exhale, where I'm giving myself a pelvic tilt, and I'm inhaling. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And this can actually, I do a lot of Pilates, and I still feel this. You know, you can make it as hard as you want it to be. The more you learn to turn on your muscles in an isometric way, the more you're just going to be getting a workout doing all your daily activities. 5 more. And 1, and then 1 foot at a time goes planted down. And now we're going to pick the pelvis up ever so slightly into a bridge pose, going up. And then we're going to raise the arms up. And then we're going to lower the arms down, and vertebra by vertebra is going back down toward the ground. And then you feel like, you know, you can see, I hope you can see this in the video, where my thoracic spine, and then the lumbar spine, and then the tailbone. Okay, so I'm actually going to lift my arms up first, and then the pelvis comes up, and your chin is in toward your chest. And then exhale, arms down, spine down, tailbone's the last thing. You know, I'm actually going to utilize this. Put that there, have more engagement with my lower belly. Inhale, arms, and then the pelvis. And then exhale, arms, and the pelvis. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's do 10 more. Inhale up, squeeze the butt, squeeze hamstrings, everything squeezing in. And exhaling down. Inhaling up. Hands are planting down. Feeling your scapula on the mat. Feeling your shoulders away from your ears. So when your hands are down, you're pulling your shoulders away from your ears. One more time. Exhale down. All right, and then we're going to lift the knees in. Let's draw the knees in a little circle, one direction and the other direction. Okay. So we're building, right? We're building on these movements. We're building on the breath we learned yesterday, and we're building on learning how to turn on our core. Okay, so now knees are in. They're still squeezing something. Maybe it's the towel or whatever it is. Point the toes. Exhale, toes tap down. Inhale back to a 90. We're at a 90-degree angle here, right? 90-degree angle here. Exhale, tap, and up. Actually, I'm going to change the breath a little bit. We're going to inhale into neutral. Exhale down. And up. Same exhale. Inhale here. Exhale down. Up. Inhale. 10 more. And I'm sealing my hips. So I'm actually getting like a slight pelvic tilt up because that's contracting my abs. Anytime you have your rib cage and your pelvis coming together, you're getting more contraction. You're going to build muscle in your abs faster that way. And you're going to support your lower back. I'm pointing my toes the whole time, just tapping the toes, raising them up nice and slow. All right, let's straighten the legs, make some circles at the ankles. Let's drop the feet down, knees in toward each other, and then we'll start doing a little windshield wiper. So the feet are far apart. Windshield wiper the legs. Okay, balls going over to the side, your little props going over to the side, knees coming toward the chest. Now we're going to do alternate legs in toward chest. So we're still going to keep our head down. And this one, you're going to hold your one shin in, point your toes, knee in towards your chest, and then switch it up. Exhale, inhale, exhale as you're pulling the knee in. You want to be really mindful of the leg that's straight. You're flexing all of your muscles and pointing your toes. You're keeping the belly sealed back, so the breath is mainly in your chest at this point. And going slow. In Pilates, it's really like The slow one wins the race, because the slower you go, the more methodically you move, the more you're moving with proper posture, proper alignment, you're learning how to functionally work out your body. So you can tell I'm keeping my shoulders down, and my hands are switching. So the hand that's closest to the leg goes underneath the kneecap, and the opposite hand is closer to the shin. Switching the hands. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And both knees in, little circles. And little circles. Okay. Now both legs up. And we're going to see about lowering the legs just a bit and then bringing them back up to starting. So we're going to go down, not even to 45. We're just going to go to about a 60-degree angle. We're going to have the heels together, the toes apart, pointing the toes. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down for 10. And we're sealing the lower belly. We're keeping the pubic bone facing up. 3, 2, and 1. Draw the knees in, set the feet down, windshield wiper the knees side to side. Okay, so we want to bring, the core is not just the ab muscles, but the butt is a huge part of making sure you have a strong core. So now we're going to do little bridge pulses. So we did a little bridge already. Let's bring the ball between the knees. Hands are going to stay down by your side body. And you're going to start to pick your pelvis up. And you're going to squeeze your ball, squeeze your blanket, your towel, whatever it is, and squeeze your glutes. And just staying here, squeezing, is a workout. But we're going to pulse. We're going to do 20 pulses, and we're just going about 1 inch up. We're dropping down an inch and up. We're going up as far as we can. We call this like the pelvic thrust. We're doing pelvic thrust for 7, 6, 5, 4, squeeze the glutes, 3, 2, 1, squeeze and stay, and then ever so slowly let the thoracic spine keep the pubic bone facing up, and then the lumbar spine starts to go down, and then the sacrum, and then onto the toes, and the knees in toward the chest. Legs up. We're going to try rolling like a ball. So this starts out really clumsy. Trust me, I was a beginner at one point too. And eventually it gets like really fun. And so you're bringing your heels together, toes apart, grabbing onto the shins. And we're going to get a little momentum to come up. And this is also a work in progress. But keep your heels firmly together. Chin tucked in. And we're going to come up. And we're going to go down. So when we're going down, we're not going to be going onto the neck. Okay, so right when you feel your shoulder blades, you'll come right back up. And you're trying to turn on the core. You're not just necessarily using momentum. Okay, so we're going to go down and up. And 3 more. And then last one. Let's see if we can hold it. Hold it in a little boat pose. Maybe knees bent, straight spine, and crossing the ankles. Okay. And we're going to separate the legs. And then whichever leg you want to start with, we'll get both legs. Place a hand on your shin. Reach your opposite arm up. I don't know what's going on with my hair. Reach your opposite arm up. And then you're going to do a lateral bend over to that side. Wiggle the fingers, look up underneath your arm. flex your feet, flex your toes, and then going over toward that side as far as you can go. And then just pausing, feeling the stretch in your side body. You can look down, you can look up. And then inhale, get a little length, and then exhale, we're going to fold down over that leg. Inhale, coming up. And then exhale over to the other side. Feels so good. Just relishing in the sensations. And then exhale. Now you're going to fold your chest down over. So it's less about the side body, and now it's about the back body getting a little stretch. Nice. Okay, and then we're also going to stretch out the abs by doing a Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, start out like you're going to do a push-up or something. Curl your toes under. Keep your knees on the ground to begin. Elbows are by your side body. Keep your shoulders puffed up. And then we're going to start to slowly lower ourselves down. And then press the forearms onto the mat. Forearms on the mat. Fingers are spread wide. Point the toes. You can relax the glutes. Pubic bones pressing down into the mat. And then you can notice how you can wear your shoulders as earrings, or you can push your shoulders down, forearms into the mat. And stretching the belly. Taking deep breaths. Feel the belly move your body. So as your belly's breathing in, it's blowing up with air, and that's moving your body involuntarily. So a full breath. You're getting this passive movement. And then curl the toes under. Get a little belly contraction. Hands are going to go under shoulders. Press back onto your knees. And then taking a little child's pose. Knees apart. Feet together. Reach your arms out. Forehead taps down. And walking the hands forward. Get some traction in the back. And then walking your hands back towards your knees. Sitting up tall. Hands down onto the thighs, coming back to the position that we started in. Connecting with our breath. Just one step closer to our goals of having integral core bodies so we can have sustainable movement and maintain our activities that we want to do. Bow the head down. Thank yourself for taking the time for self-care.